Alright, Peacemaker episode 7 dropped on HBO Max today. I apologize for not doing a video on episode 6. To be honest, what happened was I watched episode 6, and then I just had so little to say that I kind of just forgot to do a video. And I was like, when I realized it was like 2 days later after the episode had come out, I'm like, oh, that's right, I should record my Peacemaker video. And then it's like, I realized, hey, I just don't have a lot to say about it. Just wait till next week, because this is the episode that says the finale of this season. So, yeah, let's talk about episode 6 for a minute. It is another solid episode of the show. Great humor, great dialogue, great characters, bam. That's what I think of episode 6. This episode, spoilers, goes in some pretty interesting directions that really add to Peacemaker's character a lot. So in the first part of this episode, it's very clearly set in the 80s. I love how they didn't do like in the 1980 or whatever year it is. I like that because they give you enough visual context and the way the characters talk to know it's the 80s. And it's a flashback and just between two boys and listening to records. And clearly by what records they're holding like Kiss albums and things like that. They're not listening to modern music, so it's very clearly the 80s. Again, enough visual context to know that it's the 80s. And then they go out and fight in front of these people just for entertainment. And we realize, shit, this is Peacemaker, and he just killed his brother to death. And that was like oh shit moment, because you see two things here that show you this. For number one, the actual fact that he killed his brother is obviously something that is going to become very substantial to his character. It hasn't come into play yet. It's a revelation that we have just learned, and there's more to it. I'm sure that we're going to explore later down the line. But what I will say is this. It shows that Peacemaker, all this season, has been rocking out to music, and he's really into it. And that shows where that comes from. It comes from, if you ever lost a loved one, you kind of have certain things that you grow attached to because it reminds you of them, and that's very clear what's going on here. Is that he's really into his rock music because of that. It's also because he grew up with that. He was in the 80s, so I like that aspect to that. It's a simple thing that adds so much depth to this character, but that is not really said at all. Like, it's not said in dialogue. Is that why you like rock music so much? No, it's just all clues that you can pick up on yourself. I will say, one thing I didn't like about the 80s flashback is they were fighting and they said, don't be a faggot. Now, I'm not personally offended by this word, but what I will say is this. There's no reason for it to be said. I get it's set in the 80s where, saying that word was not as taboo as it is to say now, but I'll say it like this. He could have said any insult. He didn't need to specifically say that one. And so it kind of bugged me a little bit was that, but that's like a minor personal gripe, and that really bugged me. But for the most part, I thought this was a pretty entertaining, good episode that, starts moving characters around. I mean, we have Amanda Waller's daughter finally gets found out, and we kind of get some more clues about what's really going on this season, why that diary of Peacemakers was planted, because obviously Peacemaker wouldn't write a damn diary, and why some of the revelations are happening. Really enjoyed that. Obviously we're getting into, oh shit, it's time for the season finale type deal. So yeah, I enjoyed this episode. That was really entertaining. I like the depth and stuff that they add to this character that's very subtle, because he's a messed up guy, and I like that they are exploring how Peacemaker got to where he is, why he's so messed up, and what he needs to do to fix that and be better. It doesn't make up for the things he's done in the past, but there you go. Really enjoyed that. Good episode. I'm gonna say great episode. Just really enjoyed it.